What's up guys, it's Michael from iApplyTech.com. Today I'm going to be reviewing a Slickwraps skin for your iPhone 5. Now in this video I'm actually kind of going to be reviewing two things. The first thing I'm going to be reviewing is the overall quality and installation of the actual skin, and then I'm going to be reviewing the type of the actual skin that came out to me. And just a quick side note, throughout the video we'll notice that my skin will be changing colors, and that's actually because of the type of the skin that they sent me out. But like I said earlier, we'll get into that a little later. So now let's first talk about the installation of the skin onto the actual iPhone 5. Unfortunately I had a few clips of me installing the skin on the actual iPhone 5, and then I accidentally formatted the wrong SSD and lost all the footage. But oh well, it's pretty easy pretty much to explain to you. Basically what you're going to want to do is just line it up with something. So let's start with the back. We're going to want to line it up with the extra camera hole, the microphone, and the flash. And then what you're going to do is just pretty much just lay it down until it looks like it fits right. And the nice thing about this actual skins that they send you out is that you can actually pull them off and then put them back on again. So if you overlap something like your camera or something, you made a mistake, you can pull it off and then readjust it. But you're just going to make sure that everything's pretty much lined up. Once it's lined up, go ahead and flatten it down and then use like a credit card or something to get the actual bubbles out. Because there will be a few air bubbles when you first install the case, and probably for the first few days. But overall, there's really not too many air bubbles. You can see I've had the case on here for a little over a week now, and there's no air bubbles. There was when I first put it on, but overall they've just kind of worked their way out of the actual skin. Let's go ahead and take a look at the actual cutouts on the skin. So we can see that they actually have a cutout for the antenna right here. You can also see the rotation lock, or the silence switch, up and down volume buttons. Another cutout for the antenna right there, so you don't have any reception issues. And I'm kind of going out of focus here. There we go. And then if you take a look at the bottom, you can actually see that we have a cutout for everything. The microphone, the headphone jack, charging, speaker, everything just has a cutout for it, and there's no issues whatsoever when you're using it. No issues with the microphone or speaker. Easy to plug in and charge, and easy to plug in headphones. You can also see that the home button is perfectly fine. No problems accessing that. And then if you take a look at the side, opposite side, you can see again cutout for the antenna, and they actually have a cutout for the SIM chart, for the SIM tray. If you want, you can actually cover this up. I chose to leave mine out, but they do include a piece where you can actually cover this up if you so choose to, but I chose to leave mine out. Another cutout for the antenna. Of course, the volume button, perfectly fine to access. It is a little annoying. It feels like because there is an actual skin on it, it feels like the volume button is a little bit smaller than I would like to. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like normal, but overall you get used to it over in a few days. But it's just something to note. And then of course you can see the front here, we actually have a cutout for the speaker, the camera, and well as the light sensors in the actual iPhone 5. And then we already saw the home button. So overall the cutouts on this case are pretty much perfect. You can also see the Apple button there. So let's go ahead and just go like this. Again, this is a feature on my skin. You'll be able to see it later, but you can see the Apple button, or the Apple, is perfectly cut out. Now in terms of quality, this is a pretty good quality. There is a few things that I noticed. First off, it does scratch quite easily. If we take a look right there, you can see there are a few scratches on it. You don't really notice anything when you're just looking at it like at this angle. You can't really notice any scratches, but when you look at it in the light or you really look for scratches, you will be able to see them, but they aren't noticeable, which is good. One thing that is quite noticeable is this white dot right here. This actually pretty much came right away when I put my case on. I think I just bumped it on a coin or a key or something, and it actually kind of chipped away, I guess, the material of the skin. So just something to note. Not 100% amazing quality, but still overall pretty good quality. You can't really notice it unless you look really, really hard for it. You can see that white dot, but there's nothing really on the front that I noticed, nothing on the sides. But there's that one dot right there and a few scratches along the actual skin that I might as well just take note of, because this is a review after all. So overall, I'd have to rate the install probably like a 9 out of 10. It would have been a little bit easier if they included some liquid, but luckily you can just pull the skin off and then reapply it to get that perfect fit. Quality-wise, I'd probably rate it 8 out of 10. Just because it does have a few scratches on there, as you guys can see, and it did pretty much chip, I guess you could say, right away with that one white dot right there. But overall, pretty good quality skin, really easy to install, nothing really to complain about there. Now let's talk about the actual skin that they sent me out. So you guys will notice throughout the video that it has been changing colors, and that's because it basically, what they call it, is like a mood skin. So you guys know what those mood rings, they change colors based on what your mood is. Really, it's just activated by heat. So I'm just going to call it like a thermal skin, because it is just heat. If I rub it here, you guys can see it will get hotter and turn blue, and if I went and got like some ice or something, it would get colder and turn like a little blackish. So overall, this is actually kind of a cool little skin here. I'm kind of glad they sent this one out. Some people, and actually I even kind of found it annoying at sometimes when I was just looking at my phone face on, the colors were changing. It was just kind of like distracting me, but overall it was actually kind of a cool thing to show people. Everybody was kind of like looking at the phone over Christmas. I had my family over, and everybody's kind of like looking at the phone wondering why I was changing colors. If you're not a big fan of this skin, you actually will be able to go on Slickwraps and choose a different variety of skins. Prices range pretty much anywhere from $20 kind of to $25, $30, maybe a little bit cheaper depending on what you get. They also have sometimes an option that comes with a front screen protector to protect the actual screen. But I don't think that's really necessary on electronic devices. I usually don't use screen protectors, to be honest with you guys. But they do include them in some. But overall, if you're going to get a skin, I would recommend Slickwraps.com. Fairly good prices. Awesome skins to choose from, especially this one. This one's really cool. Like I said, though, can get kind of annoying at times. So I'm always honest with you guys, so I'm just going to let you know right now, this is something I probably would not buy. And really, it's not just because I don't like Slickwraps or the skin, it's because I prefer cases. However, though, if you are someone who is looking for a skin and you don't really use cases, you just don't like cases, you just want a skin to make it to look cool, I would definitely recommend Slickwraps.com. Pretty easy installation, ton of different skins to choose from, and some pretty good prices. But you guys always ask me, Michael, would you buy this thing? I would not, because I prefer cases. This is not a slap in the face to Slickwraps or anything. It's just something you prefer over other people. Some people will prefer cases. Some people just want a screen protector and no case. Some people want a screen protector, case, everything they can put on their phone. Some people don't even use anything, but it's just my personal preference. I'm not too big a fan of skins, but overall, if I was going to get a skin, I would definitely look at Slickwraps.com. Overall, though, guys, this is just going to conclude my review of the Slickwraps skin for the iPhone 5. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys are going to pick up one of these skins. Let me know if you like skins on your phone, or if you like cases, or if you don't like anything on your phone. I personally like cases or nothing at all. Skins are not my thing. But for those of you guys who want skins, definitely check out Slickwraps.com. I was really impressed at the actual install. It was really easy to be able to pull something off and just put it back on. I really enjoyed that. Also, let me know if you guys like this review. It was a little bit different than my other ones. There weren't as many cuts as usual. May have been a little bit longer because of that, but hopefully you guys will still enjoy it. Otherwise, it's going to conclude everything, guys. Be sure to check out my last video if you haven't yet. You can click the video playing on screen right now, and I'll see you guys in the next one.